A big welcome everyone to this week's video. So after a great summer, we are back. We're back with the normal schedule. We're back with the normal types of videos. And so whether you're a subscriber or not, and if you're not, you bleeding need to get subscribed. I hope you did enjoy the mini-series we did on France and the project and plans we've got in place for some triathlon camps in the future. You know, I've been back now for just over 2 weeks. And we're getting back into some training, can we call it training? Exercise? Anyway, we'll explore that in this week's video. Let's get to it. So, firstly, I'm back to swimming and swimming in a pool. In fact, this pool, the aquatics pool. So I'm not really too worried about times or anything. My times, I have swum for the last 2 weeks, just getting back the feel for the water. And to be honest, times are a long way off from where they were in March. So let's get this session done and I'll catch up with you after. So there we have it, swim done. I've got goggle eyes, I don't know if I can see it on this. The swim done. It's really good to be back in that pool. It's hard to film in there, they don't allow any filming, so yeah. But like I said, I'm not worried about time or anything like that. I think that was 2,400 meters, averaging 150 per 100, which is way off, you know, the mid 130s I'd swim usually. But I'm not here to swim for time at the moment. I'm here to get the time in the water, the feel for it back, and it's just so good to be back in the pool. So I'm pleased. Next week the local leisure centre opens as well, so there'll be more places in which we can swim and maybe it'll be a little less busy. So since being back, I did get around to buying a new power meter that I promised I would do for the lovely canyon that I've got. I also decided that I'd buy some new cranks for that, so I've got some rotor cranks. I did change over the power meter from my tri bike over the summer and put that on the canyon to do me while I was out in France, and that's now been put back on, meaning I can use the tri bike back on the trainer again. Okay, to save you the boredom of changing this, we'll do this really quickly. Here we go. So a big part of my training at this part of the year is strength training. Now this is something that I will probably do over the next 10 to 12 weeks, and it's something I quite enjoy. It's a chance to mix things up a little bit. You know, swim, back and run is great, and training for that I love, although trying to do that all year can become a little bit tedious, so mixing it up a little bit does help. And there is a purpose to the strength training that I'm trying to achieve, and that's getting my body strong and ready for the training that will be coming up in the new year. Now my strength training is called GVT, and if you don't know what that stands for, it's German volume training. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it, you can look that up online, but what I would say is pretty taxing on your body. Now I'm standing next to my program, or I say my program, it's more of a calendar of September that breaks down a little bit about what I'm doing each day. There isn't any structure in that, a sense of what the workouts are. My swim, my bike and my run workouts are really more for enjoyment at the moment. There is a bit more structure when it comes to the strength training, and that's because it's broken into 3 workouts that focus on different areas of the body. Sometimes I'll add a 4th one in, depending on how I feel and whether I'm too sore. So cycling, I suppose with swimming, cycling is the other sport that I really enjoy doing, and therefore, you know, not cycling is something that doesn't really fit with me. So since being home from France, I haven't cycled as much as I wanted, and really there's been a good reason for that, because one thing I didn't tell you was that when I was strength training last week, I actually felt something in my knee ping as I was squatting. So I haven't been able to really ride or run for the last 10 days now. I did it last Wednesday, so it's getting there. And today's ride, really, I was in two minds about whether to do it, and I decided on just keeping things pretty local, and that's difficult around here because I'm a Londoner, and cycling in London is tricky if you don't know where to go, which is why I usually head out to Essex and the lanes out there. So yeah, I thought I'd keep it easy, keep it close to home, because if anything is problematic with the knee, I'm not too far from home to get back. Now the knee isn't too bad. What I'm noticing is if I keep everything under 150 watts, it seems to be alright. Anything over that, then I can feel it. It does mean I'm limited to about 13 miles an hour, which does seem a little bit slow, but you know, it's just good to be on the bike. I'm over the Olympic Park today, just checking some bits of it out that I've not really ridden over before, and I'm thinking about plotting some new routes from home, because to be honest, when I look at them, I do get a little bit bored of using the same roads and lanes as such. So yeah, part of my thinking is that maybe I'll head out this way in the future. Now I would have loved to have filmed a running segment for this vlog, but you kind of know why I haven't. Now since I've been home from France, I have managed to get in 2 weeks worth of steady state running, and for me, I don't know about you guys, let me know, but for me, running is always the hardest one to get back to. I mean, I had 5 weeks off in France from running, and yeah, it takes me 3-4 weeks just to find my running legs, I think, before I can actually do any real running. But hopefully we can get back to that soon once this injury is healed up, which I reckon is going to take another week before I can really sort of test it out. I mean, I'm tempted to next week, but we'll see how we get on with that one. So I'm back home now after that little poodle, not sure I can call it a ride, but I wanted to speak to you a little bit about racing, because I did look at entering some races when I got home from France, and one in particular was at Dorney, but to be honest I was a little bit slow off the mark and they got filled up pretty quickly, and then I picked up this little injury. It was more for just to have a bash out and a run out really, but I've resigned to the fact now that I won't be racing this season. It'll be my first season in a very long time without any triathlon racing. I'm going to come back to this in a future vlog, because I want to look at exploring what races I will be doing next year. But for this week guys, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. As always, appreciate any subscriptions, and I will see you next week.